Hi! I know that you are very familiar with the four basic operations which we often use. These are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I do have your activity on the board that you need to do in order for you to check if you really mastered those. Pause this video and try it by yourself. Let's now try to answer our first activity. Here, you are asked to add 8 and 7, and the sum is 15. Next, you will subtract 3 from 9, and the difference is 6. Next, you multiply 6 and 8, and the product is 48. Then, finally, divide 14 by 2, and the quotient is... How many points did you get? I know that most of us are very good in solving four basic operations if they are given individually or separately. However, if two or more operations are involved in one number sentence or equation, could you still manage to solve the problem? That's the thing that we will learn for today. For your next activity, I want you to try the following items written on the board. Kindly pause this video, copy the given, and answer. Let us now answer our activity. Item number 1, 4 plus 6 minus 9. To solve this problem, we always have to remind ourselves to use the PEMDAS, or sometimes it is called as GEMDAS rule, if we do have series of operations or there is an order of operations in one number sentence. In this equation, we do have addition and subtraction. Which one should be done first? Is it addition or subtraction? Allow me first to discuss to you what do we mean by GEMDAS or PEMDAS rule in solving problems with series of operations. PEMDAS, or also known as GEMDAS, which is the rules to be followed in solving mathematical equation with series of operations, stands for: P stands for parentheses, E for exponent, M for multiplication, D for division, A for addition, and S for subtraction. In some cases, we are not just only using P as our grouping symbols. That's why in some learning materials, you might see there GEMDAS instead of PEMDAS. And G here stands for grouping symbols. These grouping symbols are parentheses, brackets, and braces. Thus, in solving problems with series of operations, we always have to remind ourselves to always follow the PEMDAS or the GEMDAS rule. You follow the steps religiously in operating problems with series of operations. The first thing that you have to do is solve numbers with operations inside the parentheses or any grouping symbols. If you are done with the grouping symbols in the parentheses, then you are now ready for the next step. The second step that you have to do is to operate those numbers with exponents. If you already solved those numbers with exponents, the next step that we have to do is to solve multiplication and division operations. For these two operations, it does not mean that multiplication should always be solved ahead of division. What do we mean by this is that either multiplication or division should be done first depending on their order from left to right. So it simply means that if multiplication comes ahead of division, so you multiply first before you divide. However, if division comes ahead of multiplication, so it simply means that you have to divide first ahead of multiplication. So, in a number sentence, whichever comes first from left to right order should be done first. Multiplication or division is our rule number 3. Same true with our step number 4, between addition and subtraction. For the fourth step, or the last step in operating numbers with series of operations, which comes ahead of addition or subtraction from left to right, should be done first. So our fourth step is between addition and subtraction, which comes first from left to right, should be done ahead. In our first challenge, we do have two operations, addition and subtraction. Because we don't have the parentheses, so we skip step number 1. We also don't have numbers with exponent there, so we also skip step number 2. Also, we don't have either multiplication or division in this number sentence, so we also skip number 3. For step number 4, we do have addition and subtraction. So this is what we mean by between addition and subtraction, which comes ahead from left to right order, should be done ahead. So in this case, addition is ahead of subtraction. So we will add first before we subtract. And 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. Then you copy 9. Allow me to transfer the equal sign here because this is our partial answer. Next thing that we have to do is after the addition, then that's the time that you will subtract. You subtract 9 from the sum of this 4 and 6, which is 10. So 10 minus 9 is equal to 1. So, who got the correct answer for item number 1, which the answer is 1. For item number 2, we do have here subtraction, multiplication, and addition. Of course, we don't have the parentheses, so you skip number 1. We don't have exponents, so you skip number 2. But here, I think we have to proceed to step number 3, which is multiplication and division, because we do have here multiplication. So you multiply first, addition and subtraction later if we are already in step number 4. So you just copy 13, then 5 times 2 is equal to 10. So that's 10. Then copy plus 3. Again, 5 times 2 is equal to 10. You copy the minus and copy 13. You copy the plus and copy 3. The next thing that we have to do is check if we still have the multiplication and division operations. No more. What is left here is subtraction and addition. Let's proceed to step number 4. For step number 4, between addition and subtraction, which comes first from left to right order, should be done ahead. So in this case, subtraction comes ahead of addition. So you subtract first before you add. So that is 13 minus 10, that is equal to 3. Then copy plus 3. So the last step that we have to do this time is to add 3 plus 3, that is equal to 6. Therefore, the final answer for 13 minus 5 times 2 plus 3 is equal to 6. For our item number 3, that's 45 divided by 5 minus 10 divided by 5. So, let's try to check. Do we have parentheses? Do we have exponent? Do we have multiplication or division? Yes, we do have here division and another division. So, because we do have the same division, we could do them simultaneously. So, it simply means that you could divide these two and you could also divide these two all together, or these two together. So 45 divided by 5 is equal to 9. Then copy the minus sign. 10 divided by 5, the answer is 2. So you have here now 9 minus 2. The next thing that we have to do is check if we still have multiplication and division. No more. So proceed to the next step. Do we have addition or subtraction? Yes, there's subtraction. So we have to subtract 9 minus 2. The answer is 7. For item number 4, 15 minus 5 plus 2. There's no parentheses, no exponent, no multiplication and division, but we have here addition and subtraction. Remember to follow left to right order for addition and subtraction. So subtraction comes ahead of addition. So you subtract first 15 minus 5, that is equal to 10. Then you copy plus, then you copy 2. The next thing that you have to do is to add 10 plus 2, the answer is 12. Therefore, the answer for number 4 is 12. For our last item, 7 times 6 plus the quantity of 64 divided by 8 closed quantity. Of course, we have to do first numbers inside the parentheses, which is 64 divided by 8. So in this case, you just copy 7 times 6 plus the answer of 64 divided by 8, which is inside the parentheses, 8. After that one, check if you do have numbers with exponents. There's none. So let's proceed to the third step. Do we have multiplication or division? Yes, there's multiplication. So you multiply first. 7 times 6 is equal to 42. Then you just copy plus 8. If you don't have multiplication and division anymore, proceed to the next step, which is addition or subtraction. In this case, we do have addition. So 48 plus 8, the answer, or 42 plus 8, the answer is 50. So, who got a score of 5 in our activity? Let me now check if you already learned little by little our lesson for today. Of course, I do have your 3-item activity which will enhance your skills in operating problems with series of operations. Item number 1, 24 minus 2 plus 6 times 3. For item number 2, 69 divided by 3 minus 6 times 2 plus 9. And finally, for item number 3, we have 5 squared plus 36 divided by the quantity of 9 times 2 closed quantity. Let us now check your activity. 24 minus 2 plus 6 times 3. Let us first check if we do have parentheses or our step number 1. Do we have parentheses or any grouping symbols in item number 1? There's none. So let's proceed to step number 2. Step number 2, check if there's a number or numbers with exponents. There's none. So let's proceed to step number 3. Check if we do have multiplication or division. In this case, we do have multiplication. So we will multiply first, then 6 times 3 is equal to 18. You just copy 24 minus 2 plus 18. Now let's proceed to our fourth step. Our fourth step is check if there's addition or subtraction. In this case, we do have subtraction and addition. Remember that if we do have subtraction and addition, always remember which comes first from left to right order will be done ahead. In this case, subtraction is ahead of addition. So you will subtract first 24 and 2, which is equal to 22, then copy 18. Then after that one, we have here the last operation, which is addition. 22 plus 18 is equal to 40. Therefore, the answer for item number 1 is 40. Let's now proceed to item number 2. We do have here 69 divided by 3 minus 6 times 2 plus 9. In this case, let us first check if we do have parentheses, which is our first step, or any grouping symbols. There's none. Let's proceed to step number 2. Do we have numbers with exponent? There's none. Let's proceed to step number 3. Check for multiplication or division. We do have here division and multiplication. Remember that between these two operations, which comes first from left to right order, should be done first. In this case, division is ahead of multiplication. So you divide first. 69 divided by 3, that is equal to 23. Then, minus 6 times 2 plus 9. That's our first step. We divided 69 by 3. The next thing that you have to do is check if you still have multiplication or division. Multiplication is still there. So, you do first multiplication. So, 6 times 2, that is equal to 12. Then, you copy 23 and the minus sign. You copy plus 9. After that one, check if you still have multiplication or division. We don't have multiplication and division up to this point now. So, let's proceed to step number 4. For step number 4, check for addition and subtraction. Of course, we do have here subtraction and addition. Remember, we always follow left to right order. So, for our subtraction and addition, subtraction here comes ahead of addition. So, you subtract first 23 minus 12, which is equal to 11. After that one, copy 9. So, therefore, 11 plus 9, which is our last operation, is equal to 20. Therefore, the final answer for number 2 is 20. Let's proceed to our last item, which is 5 squared plus 36 divided by the quantity of 9 times 2 closed quantity. In this case, check if you do have the parentheses or any grouping symbols. We do have here the parentheses, even though it's in the last portion of the number sentence or mathematical equation. However, parentheses should be done first. So remember that even though it's in the end or the last portion of our number sentence, we will have to do it first because that's step number 1. So 9 times 2, that is equal to 18. If you already solved the operation inside the parentheses, then you have to eliminate or do away of that parentheses. So copy the rest of the numbers and the operations. In this case, check if you do have step number 2, which is exponent. Yes, we do have a number here with exponent. That's 5 squared. When we say 5 squared, the meaning of 5 squared, that means 5 times 5. Or you will multiply 5 by itself 2 times or twice. So you multiply 5 twice. Okay? So 5 times 5 is equal to 25. So here in this case, 5 squared is 25. Then plus 36 divided by 18. You are already done with step number 1 and step number 2. No more parentheses, no more exponent up to this point. In this case, go to step number 3. Check if there's division or multiplication. Yes, we do have here division. So you divide first. Just copy 25 plus the answer of 36 divided by 18, that is equal to 2. Okay, and for step number 4, because we don't have anymore the parentheses, the exponent, multiplication and divisions are already eliminated. So therefore, the last operation is addition, which will complete our solution for this item number 3. 25 plus 2, that's 27. So the final answer is 27. For our next activity, which is independent activity number 1, you are asked here to fill in the blanks. Now you have to fill in those blanks with the numbers in order to arrive with the answers or in order to do the step-by-step solution. I will give to you number 1 as an example. For item number 1, of course, we still have to follow the steps. The first step is to check if there's a grouping symbols or parentheses. In this case, we do have parentheses and at the same time we do have bracket. So which should be done first? In case that there are 2 or more grouping symbols, you always have to remind yourself to do the innermost grouping symbols first ahead and going outside or innermost to outermost order. So in this case, what is inside are the parentheses. So parentheses should be done first. So here, 12 minus 3, the answer is 9. So 9 should be here. Then 18 divided by 6. That's why we do have plus 3 here. And of course, you copy times 3. But we have to decide which should be done first, addition or multiplication. Remember that between addition and multiplication, always remember that M and D, or multiplication and division, is step number 3. However, A and S, or addition and subtraction, is in step number 4. So, multiplication is always ahead of addition. So here, 3 times 3, the answer is 9. Then you just copy 9. We still have here operation inside the bracket. So, we have the last operation, which is addition. This one would be easier now. So 9 plus 9, the answer is 18. So the final answer is 18. So here's the thing that you will have to do now. You answer number 2 and answer number 3. However, you also have item number 4 and item number 5 in your module. So do number 4 and then number 5 also. Now pause this video and do your independent activity 1. Let us now check your answers for independent activity 1, item number 2, and item number 3. For item number 2, of course, first step is inside the parentheses or grouping symbols. So 7 times 9 is equal to 63. So 63 should be placed there. Copy minus 3, copy plus 8. Then in this case, of course, between subtraction and addition, subtraction is ahead of addition. Remember that both of them, they are already in step number 4. So which comes first from left to right order should be done ahead. So in this case, 63 minus 3, because subtraction is ahead of addition. So that is equal to 60. Then the last step is 60 plus 8, which is equal to 68. So the answer for number 2 is 68. For item number 3, remember that we always have to start with the parentheses. So 12 divided by 6, the answer is 2. So you just copy 18 and the minus sign, copy the plus sign, and 7. In this case, between addition and subtraction, which is in step number 4, of course, subtraction first. So 18 minus 2, the answer is 16. Then that's the time that you will add 16 plus 7, which is equal to 23. Item number 4 and number 5, you could check your answer by looking at the answer key of your module. For our next activity, independent activity number 2, you are to determine if the solution given here is correct or not. So all you have to do is to write a smiley face if the solution is correct and sad face if it is not correct. So I will give to you item number 1 again as an example. For item number 1 here, 15 minus 3 plus 20 divided by 5 times 3. Of course, we have to check if there's a grouping symbol. There's none. Numbers with exponent, there's none. Let's proceed to step number 3, multiplication or division. So we do have here division. So 15, copy minus 3 plus, then 20 divided by 5, that is equal to 4 times 3. The next thing that we have to do is check if we still have multiplication or division. Multiplication is still present there, so you just copy 15 minus 3 plus 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Therefore, we are done with multiplication and division. The next step that we have to check is step number 4. Check if we do have addition or subtraction. In this case, we do have subtraction and we do have addition. So subtraction is ahead of addition from left to right order. So it simply means 15 minus 3, that is equal to 12. However, the plus sign here becomes minus sign and 12. So 12 minus 12 is 0. So I think there is a wrong operation, a copied operation here. It's supposed to be plus 12 here. So the solution is wrong. So this is sad face. Now, this time, I want you to do number 2 and number 3. Examine if the solution given here is correctly done or not. Remember to just write happy face if it is correct and sad face if it is not correct. Let us now answer your independent activity 2. So, we have here a parenthesis for item number 2, so that's correct, 36. You just copy minus 9 and plus 8. After that one, of course, remember that if we do have subtraction or addition, which comes first from left to right order should be done ahead of the other. So, subtraction here is ahead of addition, so therefore you subtract first before you add. But in this case, number 2, it was added first ahead of, it was added first before it subtract 36 and 17. So I think this is sad face. The solution is not correct. Let's proceed to item number 3. 22 minus 15 divided by 7 plus 10. No parentheses or grouping symbols. No exponent. Step number 3, addition, multiplication or division. We do have here division. So you divide 15 by 7. In this case, it was subtracted first. 22 minus 15, which is equal to 7. So the solution is not correct. So it's a sad face. Now, if you do have your module, you could open to the answer key or key to the answers portion and check your item number 4 and item number 5. This time for your next activity, which is independent activity number 3, you have to match column A here to column B. So it simply means that you will just have to write the letter of the correct answer. So in order for you to decide which among these choices here is the correct answer for number 1, or for number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 5, all you have to do is to solve the numbers here first before deciding which one should you pick from column B. So pause this video and answer your independent activity 3. Let us now answer your activity or dependent activity 3. We will match column A to column B. Of course, for item number 1, inside the parentheses, that is 9 divided by 3 is 3 times 4, that is equal to 12. 12 plus 6, that is equal to 18. Therefore, the correct answer is letter B. Let's proceed to item number 2. So that is inside the parentheses or inside the bracket here, we still have the parentheses. So innermost first, parentheses, 9 plus 15, which is equal to 24. Now divided by 3, that is equal to 3. 3 times 3, that is equal to 9. Therefore, the correct answer is letter A. Let's proceed to item number 3. For item number 3, inside first the parentheses or innermost, so 10 minus 8, that is equal to 2. Now, 18 divided by 2, that is 9. 9 times 2, that is equal to 18. Now, 18 times 4, that is equal to 72. That's letter E. Let's proceed to item number 4. I think we do have a problem with item number 4. I think there's a correction for item number 4. So we will just skip item number 4. Because the answer here is 15 minus 6, that is equal to 9. Now, 4 minus 1, that is equal to 3. Now, if you will multiply 3 by 8, that is equal to 24. Now, 24 plus 9, that is equal to 33. So, 33 is supposed to be the answer for number 4, but it's not in the choices. Let's just put, we'll just skip number 4. I think there's a correction for that. Okay, so for number 5, that is 2 times this one. So, inside the parentheses first. So, 10 minus 1, that is equal to 9. 10 minus 9, I mean, is equal to 1. Now, 1 times 2 is equal to 2. 2 plus 3, that is equal to 5. Now, 5 times 2, which is equal to 10. So, the answer is letter C. So, those are the answers for activity number 3. Who got a score of 4? Before we'll proceed to the assessment portion of our lesson for today, which will formally test if you really absorb everything what we have shared today, let us have first this activity. In this activity, you will solve the items number 1 up to 5, show your solution, and encircle your final answer. So, pause this video and do your last activity. Before we will take the assessment, let us ready ourselves first with this last activity. So in our activity here, you have to solve it and to encircle the final answer. We do have here 2 grouping symbols, so we could just do it simultaneously. So here, we have 3 plus 7, which is 3 times 7, which is equal to 21. Then here, 9 minus 2, which is equal to 7. Then after that one, you add them, so the answer is 28. Let's proceed to item number 2 here. Of course, we also have 2 parentheses, so we could just do them simultaneously. So 18 plus 14 is equal to 32. Then 6 plus 2, the answer is 8. So 32 divided by 8, the answer is 4. The answer for item number 2 is 4. Let's proceed to item number 3. In this case, even though we will just disregard the parentheses, it's just okay because all of them, or all this, all the operations and the numbers are inside the parentheses. So we could just do away the parentheses. In this case, we decide which operation should be done first. We do have here division. So you could do the division, which is equal to 9. 36 divided by 6 is supposed to be 6. And you could do it simultaneously with 4 times 4, which is equal to 16. You could do them simultaneously. So you just copy here 6 divided by 6. That's equal to 6. Copy the plus sign. 4 times 4 is equal to 16. Then minus 2. Now, in this case, addition is ahead of subtraction. So you add first. 6 plus 16, that is equal to 22. Then minus 2, so the final answer is 20. Let's proceed to item number 4. 36 minus 6, which is inside the parentheses, is equal to 30. Then copy plus 3 times 9 plus 7. Of course, multiplication first. 9 times 3 is equal to 27. Copy 30 plus and plus 7. In this case, 30 plus 27 is equal to 57 plus 7. That is equal to 64. So final answer, 64. And finally, inside the parentheses, that is equal to 35 minus 20, which is equal to 10. Copy plus 16. Copy 4 times. Then multiply first ahead of addition. 4 times 10 is equal to 40. Then plus 16. So the final answer is 56. So did you get a score of 5? I think you are now ready for your assessment. All you have to do is to open your module and answer your assessment. Then that's the thing that you will submit to your teacher or to your subject teacher, to me, on Friday. So thank you so much for joining me in this video. See you in our module number 6.